Right then, so if we go on to edit this image, so if you go to the top of your toolbar and you'll see it looks like a little flower with a little wand over it. That's what we're looking at. This is the outline tool icon. And if you go to the side of that and click the arrow, it'll have a little drop down menu. And what we want to do at this stage is preview outline. And we press that. Now what will come up is a little box showing your image that's outlined and just the outline. Now this is where, if some of you are importing quite complex designs or designs with a number of thin lines that are close together, this is where you need to be considering whether you need to change the line thickness, and this alters how many dots are in that line, and it also alters in turn the thickness of that line when you start to increase them. So if you drop down that menu, you'll see you can go up to 10 dots, and mine should go really dark in a minute. And if we take it up to 20, you can see how it's starting to then alter, because they're getting so the colour variations within that design are starting to mix into each other, so your actual design starts to alter. So you can play with that. I mean, you can get some interesting effects with just altering these kind of settings, especially if you want something to be a little bit more abstract. But if it's something that you want to be quite defined with its lines, then you would need to consider this. So at the moment, my number 1 or number 2 would be fine for this particular design, as it's quite linear and already built in. So you look at your colour sensitivity, get high, medium or low. I'll just show you that. Again, with mine, it's probably not going to make a lot of difference between this particular design, but it's something to consider, like I say, if you've got quite complex designs. So we'll go for medium. So once you're happy with all those settings, you OK that, and your outline comes up there. So it's obviously picked up the colour as well, which is something to think about. If your colours are filled, if your designs, are filled with colour, then you would need to consider that that's going to probably pick up on an outline. So using the magnifying glass at the top, this is kind of your zoom drawing, and it also gets you to you've also got a zoom stitch over here, which looks quite similar. If you just go to this, it's got the little blue stick at the end. If you just go down to the side, you can see that you can zoom right in there, and altering your sliding toolbars there, you can see that you can start to zoom right in. So if we go really big and find it again. Now the reason for doing this is you can start to see if there's any gaps. Now if there's any gaps, when you start filling with stitch or your colours to represent the stitch, it will leak out, and you'll find that your background will suddenly go that colour. So it's really important that you go back round now and make sure that all of these that you want to be filled are filled. Okay, so again, mine's quite a solid design that's been imported here, but if it's something that you've drawn yourself or something you've scanned in, it's worth making sure that spend the time at this stage to do it, to save you hassle further on down the line. So we'll bring that back out so we can view it full size again. If when you have looked at your design with this magnifying glass, I should say that you can use your pencil toolbar here at the top to go in and just click to amend any little gaps there. Okay, so you can start editing, and at the top here you can also see your eraser, and you can actually remove parts as well. And I would suggest that you zoom in quite full to do that, because without realising you can start taking a little pixel out that could make it bleed when the colour goes on. So you use the pencil and the rubber tools, very similar to you would in Photoshop at that stage. So those are your kind of tools to amend your designs there. Okay, so we'll take that back to its original size, and again, that's your scale, so always remember that's the scale that you're actually working to, your original imported scale. So what we're going to do is go on to look at how we actually fill these sections and import it to the left.